Hello and welcome to this new episode of the Stay Connected podcast of Orisha Group. I'm Christelle Decuna and I'm the Marketing Director of the Orisha Commerce business unit. And I'm really happy to be hosting this podcast today and to welcome you, Karl Kihlbom, Executive Director of Vendre at Orisha Commerce. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Maybe you can start by introducing yourself and tell us a bit more about your background.
Absolutely. Yeah, Karl, Executive Director, exactly as you say, at the e-commerce platform Vendre. We have our main market in the Nordics, and just to summarize what we do is that we try to package an e-commerce solution for B2C, brands and B2B in a very standardized way. So you can have a very short time to market and use all the best practices out there very fast to get started, or change platform, of course. I have been in e-commerce for the last 18 years. So yeah, I have done a lot of different things, but the majority of the time has been on the supplier side from an e-commerce platform perspective. But I have also run maybe 3 or 4 different e-commerce sites during this time to really get the knowledge, to understand our customers, and it's also fun, right? So both those things. Today, just to for everyone that listens to this, I will try to focus pretty much on the Nordic market. Of course, also with some international influences, but I think it can be wise to just think about my thoughts in this as inspiration, maybe for the market that our listener is in, sure. To get some just inspiration from what we are doing up
Great.
Up in the
yeah, that's
Nordic.
a plan today for that podcast. We'll be talking a lot about e-commerce trends for next year. But maybe just I'm thinking about a question that we've not been talking about previously, but maybe you can just say what kind of customers do you target around the Vendre e-commerce platform?
Yeah, we actually had kind of broad customers, but I would say that we have a few or quite a few larger clients in B2C and retail with very much stores connected to the e-commerce platform with all those functions for click and collect and personalization, also with Tweakwise that is in Orisha. So B2C, we have a really strong product for B2C. But also a lot of B2B clients with specific prices, different taxes within Europe, and different login accounts for different roles in the organization. That is also a very important part for us.
One of your ICP.
And also what is worth mentioning is that we are in Orisha Group very strong with our e-commerce platform with the integration to the point of sale system and also the ERP, because we have standardized those integration in a very nice way, which make it better in every way for our users.
Okay. So let's talk about 25. So we are recording this podcast at the end of 24 now. Why is it so important to talk about 25 right now for you?
I mean, in the end of the year, we are in budget processes, right? And we should have placed our backlog for next year. If we have not done it, then it's time to do it right now. But I mean, it feels like the past year, next year, and the few years coming is happening a lot in the world, but also in the space of e-com. So I think now it's really a time to listen what's going out there, to understand how you can benefit from it within your organization, so to say. And also understand where are my customers in 1, 2, or 3 years? How will they use internet, to be frank, later on when we have different new functions as AI, of course, and different other stuff.
Yeah, one of the keywords we will be talking about today also. So let's go. What will be the trends for 25 in your opinion, based on your background and what you're living today with your customers? Yeah,
I mean, it's impossible to not say AI. And we will talk a little bit about AI today, but I will try to not talk too much about it because everyone else is talking so much about it. But what I think is important to say with AI is that I think the trend is that you're trying to do everything with AI. and everything is cool, and you want to improve it in every product. But what I think companies should do is to really understand which small things can you start using today? Can you answer the question if everyone at your company is actually using AI every day for small tasks? I think that is a way better measurement of AI implementation than putting a AI chat on the website, which you actually don't know if your customer is happy with or not.
Starts small to grow fast.
Yeah, pretty much so. And focus on internal things. So, and I think that maybe we will realize that in a broader perspective, not next year, the year after that many started in the wrong way. So my conclusion is that start with those internal stuff first. Then I would say a larger trend, at least from my perspective, is the willingness or the need to have profitable companies. This is like a macro trend.
The main point.
Yeah, and we see this all. Which branch you look in, even if it's very much capital in the market or very high growth, everyone still wants to be profitable right now. So what does that mean for e-com or commerce overall? I would say that to have your own brands, to getting up the margins, that is something that has been going on for a while. Of course, that is nothing new in that way, but now it's important in another way, because you need to get more margin out of your products. You need to be able to communicate to your customer in another way, and to create that extra space.
This is a trend that you see in your with your customers today.
Both within our customer base, and also, I would say, in the broader market in the Nordics. Okay. But I also see it in B2B, because the B2B distributors or the B2B companies are also very much in looking for this, or acquiring other brands that is smaller to bring them into a larger context and to be able to grow them with high margins. So that is important trend, I think.
Save margin, always. It's always a topic.
Yeah, but that is important.
Do you see other trends that you would like to highlight for 25?
I mean, I wrote a few down, but I think one thing is that I think the market will start growing is maybe a strong one, but stabilizing and growing a bit next year. So how do you, as a retailer or e-commerce player, actually outgrow the market? Because that is your job, right? To deliver a better product to your customers than everyone else.
Yeah,
then
the customer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Then the customers will use your products, right?
Totally, and come back.
Exactly. So I think what you should do is put your marketing team together, or your product team, and just, okay, we think that the market will grow 3% next year. What can we do to grow 5, 6, or 3? Maybe that is quite enough for your organization. But focus on these things.
Brainstorm.
Yeah. And also just look at your field and how to grow. And just I can just tell you the 3 other things I wrote down, because I think it's rather important, because customer data and a customer data platform and how you use your platform is, there is so much to do here. Before this podcast, I just called, when I wrote this down, I called a few people in this business in Sweden and just, how good are your clients in this? And everyone is like, it's a few % that using our product in the right way. And I mean, that is wonderful news, right? Because if they had told me everyone is doing everything they can every minute of the time.
That's a kind of good news, yeah.
Yeah. So we will come back to that, but here you have a really good
potential.
Yeah.
Great.
So yeah, I think or the 2 other thing that I just wrote down to get it, that's accessibility directive. So we have a huge thing going on across all Europe that you need to make your site usable for all kind of needs. If you have a blind user, if you have a user with other disabilities, you need to be able to serve the site. So if your organization is not working on this and don't know what I'm talking about, look it up, I would say. And the last thing that is a major trend, that is sustainability, of course. Have you discussed or offer ways of buying your product in a sustainable way? We're talking last mile services, we are talking delivery methods, and do you brand your products if they have a sustainability label or something like that? Can you filter on it on your page? How do you approach this? It's not only nice, because also the legislation will come to this. So have an eye out there for what is coming, because if you start working on it now, it will get easier for you down the road.
Sure, that's an important topic at Orisha Commerce also. We are talking a lot about this trend also, but okay. So, well, also at Orisha Commerce, I would say that one of our commitments is to say that we are here to help brands, retailers, e-commerce players, commerce players, I would say, to deliver the best unified commerce experience. It's a kind of large promise, but this is the one we try to commit on. How do you think these trends will change the consumer behavior finally, 25 or maybe later? What finally customers, what do they expect in terms of personalization, in terms of customer journey on e-commerce platforms, on e-commerce websites?
I think it's a really good question that doesn't have an easy answer. I think very few customers would demand personalization. That is not no one would ask for it. It's we in the business that talks about it. The customer just want to see the right product at the right time. So how do we secure that? That is an interesting question. And how do we, as an organization, we deliver the service, so we have pretty good understanding of the customer behavior, but it's never gets really, really, really good without the store itself looking there, is very involved in configuring our products and really engage in those configurations, because that makes the magic. Our products and a high involvement from our store owners.
Yeah, from the teams. Yeah.
So I would say that is a good thing. But if we look at customer behavior, I think pricing right now is the most important thing to understand. That the last couple of 2 years, 3 years, I don't know really, but everything is about price, because we have high inflation. Everyone knows that.
Was, the main topic.
Exactly. Yeah. The prices are going up rapidly, so everyone has pricing in mind.
It's still the first criteria to decide on
pretty
buying
much.
something. Yeah.
Exactly. And how do we approach this as a company, as a retailer? Do we have a clear strategy that everyone in our organization knows about? Should we go out there and just focus on campaigns? Maybe. Should we don't have any campaigns? We don't do Black Friday this year. Or what approach? Do we work with coupon codes? Do we? Yeah. So I think, but you need to realize this very large macro trend, and that will stay for a few years. So that's important in customer behavior.
This will impact totally the consumer behavior.
Yeah.
And these are really key points. Yeah.
And what's also right now, I would say, is last mile services. I don't know the French market that well in this area, but I mean in Sweden, we are getting used to same day delivery or next day delivery from all the larger players, and so you want this home delivery. You don't really want to go to the store and pick it up in a package box and so forth. And how do we approach this? Do we have fossil-free delivery? How fast can you get it? What's our service commitment to our customers? So
it's a key differentiator, I would say, between e-commerce players. Yeah. This last mile delivery. Yeah.
And it's very important, because if you want your new running shoes, I mean, I don't want to wait for 4 days.
Sure.
I want it now, right? And if we can do that. If we look at Swedish e-commerce market 3-4 years ago and today, when they first started with those nice last mile services, I would say it was used sometimes. It was like it was nice to have. Now
it's a must have.
Yeah, exactly. You choose your store as long as the price is not too
quite
large
similar,
of a difference. Then you are willing to pay for that extra
services
service.
Is around the price finally. Once you have the price strategies right, strategy services is really important. Yeah.
But if we are looking a little bit further on customer trends, I think it's the AI comes back. That is really interesting. I don't have the answer here, but what I see is that a lot of companies are talking to me about launching a chatbot, for example, on their page, so the customer can chat with the site. And I'm a little bit afraid of this because you as a retailer, the thing that you should be absolutely best on is serving customers, right? That's kind of except for logistics and getting the finance together, of course. But from a customer perspective, you should be the best one that serves your customer in the best way. And then those companies call me and want to put an AI bot on the page and remove that from and I don't know if it's the right way to start. If you instead can use AI in the background, so you have more people that can answer the phone when the customer actually wants to talk to you. I think that is an interesting thought, at least. Of course, you should be able to chat, maybe off hours when no one can answer a question, or if that is a first step. But I don't know about everyone that listens to this, but still, I can't mention really a good chatbot experience, even if they are using a very expensive, good tool that use ChatGPT.
Yeah, that's fun. We've been talking about it on another podcast, but we're talking more on the AI perspective. I would say how AI improved the performances of this chatbot in comparison with, I would say, old chatbot technologies.
There, I'm 100% agreed. There is exactly where you should use it. To speed up answers, to give the easy answers. But as soon as we can't give a good answer, can we connect to an actual person? Then we can close the sale. We can sell that very expensive bicycle to the person that was on the site. And that is our job, right?
Those things because you are good at it. You are good at it, finally. Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, we are a tech company, so do you see any specific technology or innovations through the tech angle, I would say, that will finally accelerate these changes, this consumer behavior or changes, technical changes on e-commerce platforms? If
I just want to give everyone a real easy thing that you can do tomorrow, is to investigate the RCS format in messaging. If you're sending text messaging today, if you're not using the RCS format, then you should do it. Just write it down. What is this? That is a possibility. When you send a text message, you can send images to the customer, you can send a product list, you can send a video. So pretty much what we are experiencing in the Facebook Messenger chat or WhatsApp. But now we can send it from in a SMS perspective. So this means that if we know everything about our customer, we can. If you're looking for shoes, we now have a sale. We send you the 10 products you have in your basket in the message. You can scroll about them, click on buy, you go to the checkout directly. This is interesting.
Okay.
This is, I mean, you need to have a provider that can send those messages, but the technique is fairly simple. As long as you have an e-commerce platform that can serve you this information. That is maybe a little bit harder, but for example, we do it.
Okay.
So that is the easiest thing that you can just call the company that sends the text for you and ask them about this. If we look at a little bit further away, I think I want just to plant an idea that I'm not sure about, but I mean, will customer actually chat with you on your chatbot? Is that how we will use it? Or will I instead take up my ChatGPT, my model, that knows me, knows my shoe size, maybe has the integration to my bank or to my, I don't know, other records.
It can really help me finally.
Exactly, and I'm looking for running shoes. Okay, but then it's know how much I bought running shoes for the last time from any store I used. It knows my pulse and my average time on the mile. It knows everything, and I need a new pair of running shoes. Then
like an assistant.
Exactly. So will I then use the sports store's chatbot? I'm not so sure. So then we come to the interesting fact: what information do we actually publish that ChatGPTs or other large language models are grasping from or crawling from the site? And how do we understand what information we should publish to get up in those things? I don't have the answer, but I think it's a very, very thrilling question.
That's a good question.
That actually is a more thrilling question than how to implement the chatbot on your page. And then we comes to product information and do we have a good product information? Do we have a good description of the product? Who is it for? All of those stuff. And there we try to help our customers very much with our PIM system. But that's in customer behavior and trends and techniques. That gets me going.
Great. So we've been talking about trends for 25, how these trends will impact consumer behavior, how technology also will impact these trends and consumer behavior also. Let's talk about maybe challenges now. Finally, what are the main challenges that e-commerce players will encounter, will have to face to successfully embrace the trends that you were highlighting previously?
Yeah, it's a good question. Also, many good questions here today.
Thank you. We try.
Yeah, no, but foreseeing the future, that it's always nervous to sit in a pod because this will be saved, so you can actually review if I was correct or not. But I would put it in a little bit different way, because I think there are a lot of hard things to approach these trends, but what is most close to us, the hardest problem we will have, which we also already having, is the ROAS, return of ad spend. It's harder to close customers online.
How to attract new customers
and get them to
how
buy.
to convert them,
Exactly.
How to close the deal.
And that will still be the hardest thing, I think, next year.
So we should focus on some investment on that, at the brand.
Yeah, definitely, and see how to track the right data, how to secure that all our customers in Orisha, and of course everyone else we can help to be able to send feeds to the right marketplaces or Google or so forth, and actually measure correctly what that
transformation
gives them. So I think that is a very important question, and also get the pages up very, very fast, having the right information, having the right PIM information to actually make the customers able to buy on that visit. So that is the hardest thing I think that you need to do. But as always, when you develop a company, what I see that successful companies is doing is that they put a lot of efforts on the largest problem that is in front of them right now, but not all energy. Because if you put all your energy there, you will always do that. So think about how many percentage of your energies should you put here, and how many percentage of your energy should you put in the future. Maybe that is 80-20, maybe it's 95-5. But if it's 100, then you don't have any plans for the future. You have no idea about the trends. You have no idea on the movements outside your companies, or outside your company.
On a day-by-day strategy. Yeah.
Exactly. So I think that this is just to write down which initiatives should we do in a long-term basis, and how much time can we spend there.
Okay, how to attract customers, investment, and think also on long-term strategy.
Yeah, I think so.
So ready to jump in 25. As I said, we are still in 24 now. What opportunities do brands size right now? And what should they jump in, I would say?
I mean, the first thing that comes to my mind when you ask that question is hire the right people, because now you have you have the opportunity. In tech in Sweden or in e-com, if we go back a few years, you put out an ad, you had 2 responses. It was very hard to get these talents. Today, it's a completely different market. It's tough out there for everyone, for every company.
Every vertical, yeah.
Exactly. But now you have the chance to actually attract the people that you want to grow with during a long time. So do that. Look over your team, see that you have the perfect team for the journey you are going to make. That's the first thing. And the second one that comes to mind is amp it up. It's a title of a book that is actually really great. I can recommend it. But just do it better.
That's a good one, yeah.
No, but
when you do something, just do it better. Yeah, sure.
That's no criticism at all. But that is some pretty often it comes to me. We are doing this pretty good, but if we want to level this twice or
what should we
times
do?
10, what should we do? And is it that hard? Can't we just do it? Often it's just
to be the best, yeah.
Yeah, often it's just mindset. Let's do this instead. Of course, that requires a lot of work, but and I think that the best way, the easiest and low-hanging fruit here: marketing automation, customer data platform, and product information.
It's always about data, finally.
Yeah. It comes down to back to basics, but also product information. Do we actually have everything on the page so we can convince the customer to buy this product? Often the answer is no. I would say that is the largest opportunities. That is, but also you should definitely look into AI search. It will be a thing.
Oh, so finally we are back to AI.
Yeah. So if you have not tried AI search yourself, do it. Try to read on a little bit about it and start to understand the structure of it. It's not. It's probably rocket science, but the thing that you can to just read up on it and this first hour that you just can read yourself, that is not rocket science. To get a little more understanding about it, that I would recommend. And to be clear, not AI search on the page, AI search as a replacement to Google, sort of.
Okay, interesting. Okay. Maybe we can start conclusions around this podcast. I think we had quite lecture on what will be the trends for next year and challenges that brands will face. If you had an advice to share, which advice finally could you give to our customers and contacts on how to anticipate and prepare future major trends that we will see on e-commerce market? What would you like to highlight?
I mean, first of all, but that's more like a general thing about how I see business how I see business. But it will be hard. It is hard. How do you, especially
welcome to 25.
Yeah, exactly. Probably it will be a little bit easier, but it is what it is. So how will you outperform market, as we talked a little bit about? And when it's tough, their opportunities are as biggest, or what do you say? So there, that is how I see it. Now we have opportunities here. It's on the table. Let's grab it.
Just take them.
Yeah, and also a little bit back to basics. Where do you have your margins? How can you build a sustainable company that can grow profitably, or what that means for you? But how can you build it long term? Because that is what's needed right now, at least. And there I also want to say that don't forget your suppliers in this, because the suppliers it's very often that you talk about your key customers or your personas in the customer base. But how can you work with your suppliers to reach those goals? Maybe you don't have to create your own brand, but you need to create margins or you need to create campaigns. And the suppliers are also sitting in this position and that with a slowing market and such things. So team up.
Collaborate with your partners.
Yeah. And on the technical side, I would say that be happy, or you need to be happy with your techniques that you are using, and all else you should move to another partner. So there, I think there is where we come in as a software provider. We can really help to launch new sites that has all the best practices, that we are very near the trends, we are looking out for these things, and we also integrate products between in the Orisha group. So, for example, a standardized e-commerce system integrated to POS and to ERP system, integrated with personalization from Tweakwise, or integrated to different type of marketing automation tools. So here we can really add value as a group, and also that was the reason why we joined Orisha, to really create this ecosystem for the retailers, because it's needed. It's too hard to just connect. You should be able to connect whatever service you want. Of course, that is how it should be. If you can't in your platform, then it's a problem. But we as a group can build something bigger and more connected. And that, I think, is the beauty of it all.
Open system, open ecosystem.
Just to sell in Orisha a little bit.
Thanks. Okay, let's conclude this podcast. If I ask you to just sum up the e-commerce landscape for 25, what would be your sentence?
It will continue to be a bit hard, but there is the opportunities. Be aware, or be aware is a bad thing. Look for the opportunities in trends as AI, personalization, and other nice stuff. And don't be happy with only small changes. Do great stuff for your clients. Then you will succeed.
It's the best.
Yeah.
That's a good conclusion. That's a good keyword to conclude this podcast. So Thanks for sharing your thoughts today with us. It was really interesting to discuss this 25 e-commerce trends today. Thanks for listening us today, and stay tuned for the next episode.